Hello friends, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, I'm Megan, and here we talk about all things books, writing, grammar, and more. If you haven't already, please make sure to give this video a like. It helps out my channel a ton. And don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. So I'm back! Yay! After a couple weeks of being away, I'm so sorry that I kind of disappeared, but I just needed a little bit of time away from social media and YouTube, but we are good now. We're back on a regular schedule, and I will be bringing you some bonus videos in the next few Fridays to kind of hopefully make up for the time that I was away. But today we are back with an author tag, which I think is really fun. It is from fellow AuthorTuber JM Celi, and it's called the debut novel tag, and I will link his original video up here as well as in the description box below. Usually when I do videos like this, I'll put all the questions into some sort of document and then actually answer them. But I thought, no, let's try and do this on the fly today, see what happens. So I will just be reading them and answering them without a script. So we'll see how it goes. Question number 1. Tell us about your debut novel. So I think the easiest way to do that is just to read you guys my blurb on the book. So, few survive the Palace of Venom and Thorns. Sam and Annabelle, an interracial couple navigating life in the deep south of 1905, plan to escape for the chance of a peaceful life together. On the eve of their departure, Sam vanishes in a flash of magical light. He reappears under a fog of amnesia, haunted by the Dark Queen. Embarking on a journey for survival, lines between realms blur as Sam uncovers the Dark Queen's sinister plans. Pulled away from the reality of time, he fights to save himself, his love, and the people of the Dark Queen's empire. But when his memories return, will they be a blessing or a curse? Question 2. Will you go traditional publishing or self-publishing? I am self-publishing my novel. To me, I just want control over every single little detail that happens, and so I feel like I can do that when I self-publish. You have to do all the marketing anyway. I just wanted a little more control, a little more of the royalties. I may traditionally publish later after a few books. Number 3, what is the current status of your WIP or work in progress? So my WIP is, this is very weird to say, done? I think it's done for the most part. I would say 99.9% of the way done. So I have gone through all of the edits. I've hired everyone I need to hire, spent all my money, just got the wrap for my cover back from my cover artist. So now really it's just ordering the proof copies, making any changes on there that I need to, and then pre-order. Oh my gosh. Pre-order is next week, next Saturday, March 19th, pre-order for my book. That is the current progress of my WIP. We are just over a week away from pre-order. Oh my gosh, there's so much to do. Question 4, how long have you been writing? How long have I been writing total or writing this book? I'll do both. I've been writing since, I would say, elementary school. It's just been a big hobby of mine. I've been writing this particular WIP for just over 3 years, which is a long time. My next books will not take that long, I promise, but this one has been, it's been a journey. Number 5, what earlier works were put on the back burner or abandoned completely to make way for this novel? I want to say none, but I also want to say all of them. I had a lot of books kind of in my mind, but this was the most prominent one. So I don't think I specifically said I'm not going to work on this project so I can work on Queendom of Chaos, but I've definitely got some on the back burner that I'm kind of writing during this. I've got the second book in the Chaos series. I also have a sports romance that I'm writing. I'm probably close to 80, 90, 100 pages in. I don't know, who knows? 20,000 words, I don't know. I don't think it'll be as long as my fantasy book just because it's a totally different genre, but this one was the one I just felt like it had the most to tell me at the time and that I could get out of, so that's what we went with. Number 6, what was the most challenging thing about writing this novel? Words, word count. I think I'm gonna say word count. My first draft of this book was 33,000 words, and now it's at just under 90,000 words. I am a huge underwriter. I'm the kind of person, if you ask me a yes or no question, you're gonna get a yes or no answer. So I don't always have a lot to say, and for me, when I was writing it the first time, it was well, this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened. duh, like that's what happened. And it was really funny when I was working with like very early critique partners. They're like, okay, it makes sense, I get that this happened, but like, what did it look like? What was the world like? And they had all of these amazing things, and I was like, you know what, I do need to fill that in. And I got different subplots in there, I got different characters in there, I built up the world, and it was great. But that was absolutely the most challenging part, was figuring out how to write more words. Number 7, what was the most fun part about writing this novel? I think creating all the characters and their relationships. It was really fun to find which characters would have what traits and how they would interact with this certain character or their relationship with another character. I think that was really fun, just building them up and making them feel like real people. Number 8, what did you learn during the writing process? I learned that you grow as you write. I know you hear it a lot that as you write, you'll look back and you get better, which is why a lot of the times they say don't edit as you write, because then when you're at the end of the book and you go back to look at the beginning of the book, you're gonna be a better writer. And that's 100% true. I have gone through this novel so many times and I'm thinking, wow, this is awesome. And then I read it and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's garbage. Let's fix that. And so when I started writing book 2 in the series, it was already better than the entirety of book 1 before I went back and edited it several more times and had my developmental editor, and now it's all good, but oh my gosh, there is a huge growth curve for sure. Number 9, if you could go back in time, what 3 things would you tell the version of yourself who is still in the midst of writing their first draft? First thing I would tell myself is start on social media now. It takes years to grow your platform. If I had started like 2 years before I did, I would be, I think, so much further. But you know, it is what it is. I think I have a great channel now. I have fantastic followers and an audience. You guys are amazing, but I would absolutely start sooner. The second thing I would tell myself, find critique partners earlier, or like some sort of writing partner or writing mentor or someone to really get in on the very, very early drafts of my book. I think that would have been really helpful for them to look at it and say, okay, you have kind of a book here, but you need more characters, you need the subplots, you need so much more. And I think it would have made the whole thing so much easier. I wouldn't have had to like go back and replot and rewrite so much if I had just done it right from the beginning. And I think that someone who was more experienced than I was could have helped me do that. Number 3, I think I would tell myself that there is an end of the road. You are going to finish the book because, you know, it took me, like I said, 3 years at this point, and it's still not out, but it took me so long to get that book written. And there were so many times where I'm like, this is never gonna get done. I'm never gonna do it. I'm never gonna hold my book. It's never gonna be out there. And if I could just go back and be like, it's okay, I promise, just keep going. There is an end of the road. If you stick to it and you tell yourself you're gonna do it and you do the things you have to do to get it done, you write every day. Well, you don't have to write every day, but write consistently, keep writing, keep editing, keep learning, just keep going. It does get better, Megan, I promise. And number 10, will your next novel be a sequel or a new work? Kind of both. So my next novel, I don't know what's gonna be done first because I'm in the middle of writing 2 other books right now. One is book 2 in the Chaos series and one is the sports romance that I told you about, and they're both about 17 to 20,000 words in. And I'm not sure which I'm gonna finish first. I think I'd like to finish the sports romance first because I think that will be a lot easier to actually finish because it is set in the real world and I don't have to do all the world building and the magic and all that crazy stuff that makes a fantasy book so much harder to write. So I would say probably new, but I'm also working on the sequel at the same time. So if you read it and you're like, where's the sequel? I promise I'm working on it, okay? It's coming soon. So that's what I have for you guys today, the debut novel author tag. Make sure to give this video a like and subscribe for more bookish and writing related videos. Thanks for being here and I'll see you next time. Bye.